What is going on? Microphone check. What is going on? It's Project Storm, and I'm back with another spotlight video. And this one has me pretty excited because I get to use the Chromecast Ultra again when playing Stadia. Now, for those who know me, if you've already subscribed to the channel, you know I like to use my desktop PC because it has all the great bells and whistles like 120 hertz desktop setting and 4K and 8K and VRR and G-Sync and all that other stuff, right? I love it. But today I'm going to be using Stadia at 1080p, same for this Xbox Series X. They're both going to be set to 1080p, and I'm going to start out by showing you that right now. Shout out to my friend Bibbidi Bop, that's the homie. We got a lot of people out here with messages or whatever. I'm not sure how to turn those messages off, so but there's nothing harmful out there, so it is what it is. So right here you can see 1080p. All right, data usage right here is going to be like 12.6 gigabits per hour or gigabytes per hour. So that's that. 5.1 surround sound is on because I'm using the CCU. So we're going to start PUBG up on Stadia real quick, and we're going to switch over and see how the Series X is doing. For anybody that's seen one of these videos before, you know it's not a direct comparison. I'm not trying to get my best digital foundry on or anything like that. I'm just trying to show the average gamers, like myself, what PUBG looks like running on both Stadia and the Series X. So if you don't have a Series X yet, and you would like to play PUBG at a, higher quality than mobile, Stadia might be for you. If you don't want to stream in the cloud or you can't do it, and you decide to pay that $500 for the Series X or less or whatever, do what you have to do. That's not my goal. My goal is not to deter you or influence you on your purchasing decisions at all. It's about showing off these games because that's what I like to do. All right. Now we're going to switch over using my magical switch. So you may see the Elgato logo. I'm using my 4K 60 Mark Pro 2 version 2 Mark 2. Forget the name of it, but I'm using that. And just that quick, we're over to the Series X, as you can see right here. And we're going to go into the settings real quick. 1080p, 60, because I could go 4K easily with this setup, but I can't put Stadia at 4K because of the actual splitter that I'm using to do this. So that's the only reason. But in the future, I do have another splitter. I might be, not splitter, but splitter. I might be able to make some things happen at 4K as well. So stay tuned. If you like these types of videos, if you think it's interesting at all, hit that like button. Do what you got to do. 4K is on, but it doesn't matter because it's not set to 4K. HDR is off on both Stadia and Series X. So what we're going to do, let's see, which one do we want to jump into first? Since I'm already here, I might as well go Series X. We're going to go to training first, and then we'll go into a live match and see how everything performs, all right? Now, this video is not going to be super long. That's not the goal. It's just to get in and out with this spotlight. So let me see if anybody's in the chat already. Windstar is already up in the building. What's going on? I hope Cloudy V stops by, man, because Cloudy V actually made me aware of the fact that the game had been updated on Stadia and Xbox. And shout out to Project Kill, my bro, for making me aware of that as well. So we're going to go to basic training real quick. And we're just going to do this so we can be in the same location at the same time without having to worry about being shot or whatever, And then again, like I said, I'll go into a live match on both so we can see how they perform under real world circumstances, all right? You're not going to see any magical FPS counters or anything like that. It's just solid gameplay. So starting out right here, one thing I can notice when I play on both is the fence, right? So if you notice the fence shimmering, I know I talked about this in my stream yesterday when I was playing on Stadia. Like that fence is really solid, right? Even at 60 hertz, 1080p. And I mentioned the fact that there was some aliasing going on. And so that led me to come over here, go into the graphic settings. And then I realized that Xbox Series X actually has anti-aliasing. You can put that on FXAA. You can put that on TAA, which is going to look a little bit better. FXAA, if I'm not mistaken, adds a little bit more performance or whatever. It takes less of it. There's less taxing going on, I should say, right? So I'm going to put it on TAA, And that's why the fence looks so good. I didn't notice that until today before I went live. So we're going to look at the textures of this, which is not that great. PC blows both of these out of the water. You know what I mean? So if you're a PC gamer, you know what I'm talking about. But today we're going to be focusing on both of these because people do often compare Stadia to the consoles, whether that be last gen or current gen. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to stop in a location. Let's see. Let's stop right about here. We're going to look at the building. We're going to look at the leather coat and everything, the hat, the crane in the back or whatever it is. And then we're going to switch back over to the Stadia version. We're going to get to the same location and we're going to see how everything looks over there. All right. So let's do that real quick. All right. And here we go. Going to launch it. Now remember, pay attention because I do see these stutters when I first go into, when this cutscene happens right here that you're about to see. If you see any kind of stutters or micro stutters or anything like that, your eyes are not deceiving you because I see it as well. Now it may not happen right here with the CCU. Yeah, it did happen. So yeah, so you may see that at different times, and this is what I was trying to tell my brother Cloudy B, man, that something's going on. They still need to do a little bit more optimization on the Stadia port, but man, I'm telling you, there's much fun to be had when playing this game on Stadia. I will say that. Now, look at the fence. You can see the fence where my reticle is, all that shimmering and stuff like that. It really could have benefited from anti-aliasing, all right? And again, it's going to sound like direct comparisons at times, but I'm not. I'm just bringing to attention because I talk about these things in my stream, so I have to bring it. I have to show people. I always say I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So let's jump up here, and we're going to run down. We're going to get back to the same location real quick, and then we're going to get out of this mode. I'm not going to keep you all here too long. So the textures, in my opinion, are a little bit softer over here, and it should be because it's streaming. But then again, I don't know, because I feel like if the bit rate was like delivered to us in a much higher bit rate, like say 70 or 75, like a GeForce Now, whatever, right? That's one thing that stands out when I play GeForce Now in the RTX 3080 tier is that bit rate. So let's go right here. But everything feels good, feels responsive. I could do everything, pick up the gun, backpack, all this right here, add everything to my weapon, reload. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You're gonna be able to get kills if your network conditions are ideal, right? So that's one thing you're gonna be able to do. Now we're looking over here, and one thing I noticed is that the field of view slider seems to be working on Stadia, whereas when I play on my desktop, it doesn't seem to be working. So let's go over here. So field of view, if I lower it, it's not going to do anything. So I always thought it was broken for that reason, and it actually is, because look, I'm hitting A to apply and it's not changing. And the same thing happens on Series X. But both of them seem to be, to me, the field of view seem to be widened a bit. I don't know. So we're going to go into some live gameplay. Let's start with Stadia first. I'm going to back out of here. And see how everything runs. Winstar says, are you going to do a comparison with Force 4K on PC? Hey, I using this, that's funny that you asked that, because I can do that. I actually had PCN, but I was like, man, that might be too much streaming at one time. I don't know. But I can easily do that by pushing a button on the splitter that I have. And I can cycle through all three. So stay tuned for that, bro. It's funny that you mentioned that. He also says, I'm going to have to download this on Series X or PS5. Says, yeah, this 1080p. Yeah, it's 1080p because I can't set it to 4K. Let me go back to that real quick just to show you. I can't set it to 4K right now with this device. Stadia just won't allow it. Now, my other splitter that I have, I can go up to 4K and bring you 4K footage, but it might be, every time I hit the Stadia button, it does something to the picture where it looks like it's only half of the screen or something. So it's weird. So I didn't want to bring it in 4K this time. All right, so let's go into a normal match real quick. See if we can run up on somebody and get a kill. We'll go, should I go new map? Yeah, let's go new map for both. Destin. This map is amazing. I love it. It's a lot of fun to be had. A lot of new places. They're bringing new vehicles and everything in the near future from what I heard. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't have a count or anything, but we're going to pay attention to how long it takes to jump into some gameplay. Stadia is using an SSD as well. It didn't take that long at all. All right. Textures are loading in. I'm looking at the roof of that house back there. The textures, let's see if they actually pop in, or is that how the roof is supposed to look, right? Let's see. Let's run closer to it. That may just be the way it looks. Yeah, it's kind of worn down, but look at the jaggies or whatever, right? From not having that anti-aliasing. See that wooden, see the deck right there? You see how that looks? So it automatically catches my eyes when I'm playing on Stadia. So it would be good for them to update this and add that feature, add that toggle so we can turn anti-aliasing on. But other than that, I think everything looks kind of solid. All right, I'm gonna try to parachute in a populated area and then do the same thing on Series X, and then we'll be out of here. Because I got more games to play today. So if you like gameplay across multiple platforms or whatever, consider hitting that subscribe button, like the video, because these are more informative than anything else, in my opinion. That's what I try to do. So there it is. Jinx is in the house, man. Jinx wasn't gonna miss this. Nah, this is not dinner time. This right here is just a spotlight of both of them, Jinx. You know what I mean? I'm just highlighting Series X and Stadia at the same time. So we're not gonna play the whole game. That would make the video way too long. But I just wanted people to get an idea of how the game looks with the next gen, with the updates or whatever. So this is it. I think it looks good. It looks way better than mobile, that's for sure, right? And shout out to all the mobile players. I've seen them doing amazing things, man. So it's not a knock on mobile, but we're talking about what you can do as far as streaming if you have advantage, if you could take advantage of cloud gaming. All right, so I know, like, let's look at the map, right? You see the map. Let's see how long it takes everything to load real quick. Okay, the buildings are flat right now. They're gonna start popping in a little bit later, and I want to see the same thing on Series X, right? Well, let's go right down here. Purple Haze, what's going on? Good to see you up in here. Yeah, I'm ready to see you out here on this pub as well. You see the building starting to pop in. They're starting to populate. The textures are not loaded yet. All right, I'm going to be paying attention to the same thing on Series X, y'all. This is what I do. It's also why I have a PC with an RTX 3080 in it. So if I want the best of everything, then I just put it to ultra settings and forget about it. 4K ultra. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I play everywhere, you know, and shout out to all of the people who do. If there's a game or whatever that you would like to play on any given platform, play that game, is what I say. Go get it. If you can afford to play everywhere, do that too. All right, so nobody landed with me, it seems, so I may end up backing out of this if I can't find anybody to shoot at. Now, as far as latency, the way it feels, you can tell that there's a hint of latency when playing on Stadia. But again, it's not going to take you, well, in my opinion, it doesn't take me out of the experience. But coming from 120 hertz console or PC settings, you can tell. You can easily tell that, right? And it might throw off the most hardcore gamers out there who cares about performance. Okay, let's get something in our hands, and then we're going to switch over to the Series X version. And then we're going to be out of here, people. Pick that up. I'm just going to find somebody real quick. But this is the game being streamed. The best part about this, to me, the magical part about it, is this is being streamed from hundreds of miles away from Google's data centers. And that's the one thing to take into account, because they could upgrade in the future with no problem. Oh, I was looking at that building back there. You see that shimmering and stuff that I'm talking about? I hope Cloudy B stops by, because this is what I'm talking about. Not everybody will even pay attention to that, and it doesn't change the gameplay at all. So I'm just saying, when it comes to the cosmetics and the appearance of everything, for the people who care about that, who are looking for that type of stuff, I notice it just like you notice it. And we're going to be looking, hopefully I can drop down here in the same location on Series X so we can look at this. But everything feels good. If I want to aim at the barrel and shoot, I can easily do that. If there was a lot of latency, you all, I'd be all over the place. Let's hit the sign real quick. My aiming would be all over the place. Like, there's no way I would be able to line that up. You know what I mean? So I think Stadia is out here doing amazing things when it comes to just delivering a high quality stream at multiple resolutions up to 4K. So I give them kudos for that for sure. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna find anybody, but this is how it looks when your boots on ground. And then I'll go to the chat for a little bit to see what's going on. Beautiful map though. This is one of the highlights of the actual map is the city. A lot of things go down over there. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it right here. We're gonna lay down so nobody finds me. And then we're gonna switch back over on the fly. Series X, just like that. All right, let's back out of here, jump into a match. And then we're gonna wrap it up. Let me see who else is in here. Chariot Man Gaming, what's the deal, man? Chariot Man's doing big things. Check him out. Check out Purple Haze, Windstar as well. Main Ethan, my bro, is up in here. He knows about that PC lifestyle. He knows about that console lifestyle. He knows how far gaming is coming. We talk about it each and every day. Man, it's good to see y'all up in here. You know what I mean? And Jinx holding it down. Jinx says the people are asking for a dinner today. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, the people can go back to yesterday. That's the beautiful thing about doing these videos is you can go back in time to just a few hours ago and see me bring home a nice dinner. You know what I mean? And I had some good games after that on Stadia. So with that said, let's go to normal. We're going to put it on Destin, solo, and then we're out. So it didn't take that long for the game to load on Stadia, right? I did notice that. So we're going to be looking at the plane. When I'm in the plane, we're going to see how long it takes any buildings to populate or load or whatever. And again, if you haven't seen this game on PC, yo, the buildings are already low. Look at the textures right here. Look at that ground, right? And I know I'm in a different spot, but to me, it seems like things are more crispy. And look, not having the jaggies or whatever, that makes the whole visual appearance much more appealing, right? So this is the stuff I mean when I'm saying it. I don't want anybody to say, yo, man, Storm, it sounds like you have a problem with Stadia or cloud gaming. That's not the case. I love it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be bringing you all this stream right now, right? Because I wouldn't have access to any of them in the cloud. But this is clean. So this is what I'm telling Cloudy V, man. They updated this, and the Series X is just like, it has the edge as far as like the crispiness of the textures and the loading, the SSD speed, loading, all that stuff, man. And the fact that you can turn on anti-aliasing, right? So if I had to give it to one for the visual appearance, it would be Series X. If I had to give it to the cool factor, I would give to Stadia for the cool factor of being able to stream the game to you on multiple devices, right? Now we know Xbox has xCloud and all that stuff, y'all, but xCloud is nowhere near Stadia when it comes to consistency, visual fidelity, and all that. And that's a fact. I don't think anybody's going to be upset with that statement, right? It's a fact. It could be proven. I have several videos on the channel talking about it, but I'm playing xCloud and enjoying it as well. And, you know, they'll be making moves in the near future as well. That you can't count Microsoft out, as we're learning right now. As one company you just can't count out or Amazon, you know what I mean? And that's what gets me excited about this in the first place. And the fact that I could put this in the same spotlight video as a console and even PC. I put it up against my PC at ultra settings on certain games, you know? But to put Stadia up there, GeForce Now, yo, it's crazy. All right, so we're in the plane. Let's see how long it takes any of these buildings to populate. As you can see, this right here, to me, is low to medium settings on both. Now, in some areas, it may be high on Series X, but what the thing that stands out the most is the fact that the resolution is much improved on Series X. All right. So the buildings are not really popping in over here. So this is how I know if I went to PC right now and I put this game on high to ultra settings or whatever, every building, every tree, every bush, everything on this map would be populated already. So it's not a major win, major advantage on Series X, y'all. I just wanted to point that out, right? I'm going to keep it as factual and real. But again, you all can see this stuff. It's not like I'm making it up. You can see it with your own eyes. And I'm streaming this at 4K, so there's no real loss of quality. At least that's what my hope is. All right. So, but the feel of the Series X, you know, it takes that. You just can't beat the way this feels. And this is at 60 FPS. I'm playing on my 8K display, right? The 82-inch Samsung Q800T 8K TV. It upscales everything to 8K, right? So of course this is gonna look crispy and ideal, but the feel of it is also 120 hertz refresh rate, which makes everything super responsive. So just moving right now, you all right, just moving. I'm looking at those buildings. That whole city is populated and everything. It looks good to me when you get closer to the ground. So it depends on who you are, you know what I mean, what you're looking for, you know. But this is all, again, it's all fun to me. Just to be able to do this is cool in my opinion. The fact that I have a setup like this where I can hit a button and go between Stadia on a CCU, Chromecast Ultra device. Being able to stream it at up to 4K. That's crazy. Because in the future, oh, security key, never found one of those. In the future, we know we'll be able to do this at 8K. All right, I got to get this 012. I'm going to bust some shots because I'm not going to be able to find anybody. I can tell you that right now. Too large of a map. But I will bust some shots off, though. Hold up. You can put it on burst fire, too, if you want to, right? Hold up. Wrong button. Burst fire. Okay. Then you can go full auto with this shotgun as well. And that's pretty dope. Hold up. Just taking the pain just because. Okay, now we're gonna go full auto blast. Now that's not your grandfather's weapon right there, y'all. Maybe it is though, maybe it is. All right, so this is a good look at both, y'all. That's what I wanted to highlight. The game running on Stadia and Series X. You might find me doing Series X and PC next. You might see me doing Stadia and PC, GeForce Now, Stadia and PC. Wherever this game is playable, y'all, I can bring it to you, right? So, with that being said, I think it runs great on both for what they do. You know, the beauty pageant award is going to go to Series X for obvious reasons. You know what I mean? But again, I am playing on an 82-inch display. You all could be playing on a laptop, Chromebook, or whatever the case is, and it's going to look just as beautiful. So, with that being said, let me go to the chat real quick and we're going to shut it down. I'm going to go back to the home screen. All right, you can see my achievements up there, over 90,000. I know that's nothing to some people, but I play these games is what I'm trying to say to you all. We have fun on it, and it's beautiful. So Maine said, I see you on the Stadia pub. PUBG is gorgeous. PC pub is gorgeous, man. You're not lying. Jinx said, let's see, give the people what they want, Storm. Chariot said, are you playing Tomb Raider 2 at Purple Haze? She needs to get on that Rise of Tomb Raider, you know what I mean? But I would say take a break, take a week off, because she did a heck of a job, you know what I'm saying? But look, let me switch over, and then we're going to shut this down, right? Let me go back. So this is Stadia. It was just about to kick me out. And I had the wrong controller in my hand, wondering why it's not doing anything, right? So as you can see, the textures, I don't know if you all can see that with your eyes, but the textures seem to be a little less detailed and stuff, and that's what I mean, all right? So this is the video I'm going to send people to if they ask me questions about how the game, what do I think about PUBG on this compared to Series, you know, if you ask me that question, I'd be like, yo, check out this video. I just did a breakdown. It was fun. People came through to check it out, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. All right, so with that being said, that is going to do it right here. We're going to exit out of Stadia. Exit out of the game real quick. Let y'all see that UI. Did I exit out of the game? Okay, so that's the thing about the CCU for me. Sometimes it does take a little bit to get back to the main screen or whatever. But here it is. Shout out to Centipede. I got that the world record high score of 6 million on Centipede Recharge, y'all. But look, I'm going to read some chat, and then that's going to do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to do that so more people can check this out in case anybody was wondering, right? Let's see. Jinx said Stadia definitely stands up to consoles. It depends on who you are. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of gamer you are. I can go out here. I've gotten multiple chicken dinners on Stadia. I wish I could show some of those clips right now, but I can't. So Sean L just stopped through, man. Look, this is what I do right here, y'all. You can find videos like this on the channel. Just put in spotlight videos or highlight videos and things like that on the channel in the search box, and you'll be able to find some of them that I've done. But look, 3 things I need y'all to do is keep it safe, keep it positive, and keep it gaming. I really think this is awesome that we can do this. I mean, that's the beautiful part about it, in my opinion, all right? But I'm out of here. I got other things to play, other things to do. Have a good one, y'all. Peace. See if I can find I got so many things going on out here, y'all. All right, let's go to Streamlabs OBS. I think it did a great job.